What's up, YouTube? Dat Boy Dirty coming back at you guys again today with our third addition to our tight offset tight end mini scheme out of the New England Patriots playbook. This time, once again, we're sort of doing a concept out of this formation, not as much as a set play, even though I do like to choose slots out as the play, so I'll show you guys what we mean. We have the main reason we picked this play is because of this running back Texas route. So if you guys notice, it goes about, I don't know, slightly inside the right hash on the cut, the Texas cut, compared to if I were to use the Texas hot route, which is up on the D-pad. You see how the cut goes just about a yard outside of the hash, and it cuts up a little bit at a different angle. I don't like that, so I like to keep the stock one. That's why I chose this play. Now, if you were to run this same concept in a different play and you just use the stock route, I'm going to use the Texas hot route. It still would work, just not to me as efficiently. So what I like to do here, we're on the left hash mark, so we want the right side of the field to be open to work with. I'm going to put my Y receiver on a deep cross and my X receiver on that zig that we like. So if you guys see, this is what it looks like. We have once again, just like our bench play, we have our 3-level concept on the right. Our high read is the B receiver, our mid read is the Y cross, and then our low read is our tight end. So our tight end route, we keep the out route. We could also put him on a speed out to make it go out quicker. Either way, it's fine. I'm just going to keep him on the stock route for purposes. And then for B, I'm not a big fan of that streak / fade route they are on. So sometimes, most of the time, I'll just put him on a streak. He gets him up quicker to clear that deep zone for Y. So I'm going to hike it. This works for his man or zone. And I'm going to let it play out. So they were in man. Anytime they are in man, our first read will always be this zig route. As you can see, easy route right here. We have our running back route. Now, if we were playing against zone, what we're hoping for is the X route here to clear out any zone, and then our running back route would come over. Boom. All right. Now, the tight end route was locked up pretty well, but our deep crosser, see how it gets right underneath that streak route? We could have thrown that somewhere in this area, and that would have been a nice little gain. So I'm going to do it again. This is what it should look like. They're in man. That time they played it pretty well, but our zig route was still open. So if I went into replay, this route is absolute money versus versus man. Now I know that doesn't look open, but if I were to throw it to the outside, as long as I catch it, it's one-on-one. I have all this open field, and if he doesn't, even if it's like a broken tackle, that could turn into a big gain. Our tight end route was also open on the out here. And then, depending on your receiver, don't be afraid if they're in the right zone or position. You could throw you see how he's catching up to him because he's so fast. I could probably throw that right here, and by the time the ball gets there, he would have outran him. So don't be afraid to throw that either. So here we have it again. This time in zone. Look at that running back route. That was a weird looking throw by Jordan Love, but it did get there. X. Boom. So that whip route or zig route is absolute money this year. It looks like they are back in man. That's fine. Oh. So yeah, this is a great play I like to run when this is great versus man or zone. So it would be great to run versus a person who switches it up a lot. Here, I just want to throw it. I'm trying to throw the deep cross just so you get against zones, just so you guys can see what it would look like. Something like that. That was great pocket presence. So the idea is the streak route from B is going to take that deep zone away. So if we look at it, that's why I like to put them on a streak, because it's going to occupy these. Notice how this guy is following his outside. All right, so he's occupying two zones at once. and then this gets perfectly right underneath, and I can throw that into our window right here. All right, technically, once again, our zig route was probably open, like sort of like a hitch route that goes out, so I could have technically thrown that right here, and then also the running back route was open. So multiple reads. If we wanted to talk about progressions, I would say X is always our number one read, and then I would make my way over to the running back, and then I would make my way over to Y. So X was technically open, so was the running back, and Y was getting open. So I'm going to try to run it just one more time and show you guys what it looks like when it works. This is versus man. So that's what I mean by the streak, guys. If you have a fast receiver, pass lead that thing to the opposite side of the defender. I have Christian Watson, one of the fastest players in the game. And notice how it's like right there when he turns his shoulders, the defender, and I can see him close that gap, my receiver. I throw it, and he's just going to outrun him to the ball. So a big thing this year in Madden is you're going to see a lot of blitzes, especially the higher level Madden players you play. Don't be afraid to throw that. If I can just get some time, I can throw this deep crosser. Let's see. So yeah, it looks something like that. But yeah, great play, guys. Works for its man zone. Enjoy.